Hello, I'm Lucy and welcome back to my channel. This vlog is a fairly quick one and is a tour and review of our cabin on P&Os cruise ship Iona. We stayed in cabin number 9471, which is on deck 9 and is midship. First of all, I'm going to show the location of the cabin on the deck plan, and I don't think you could get any more in the middle of the ship if you tried. And as I zoom in a little bit more, you can see that we are opposite the launderette, and I'll let you know shortly if it was a problem or not. Just one more thing, on the colour key of the deck plan, we were cabin grade GB, and this meant we were a standard balcony cabin with a sofa. Starting with the entrance of our cabin, when you first arrive, your cruise cards will be located in the pocket outside, and you will have a sticker across the door to show that it has been cleaned and sealed. So now we are on the inside, and on the back of the door are all the safety instructions. There is a slot for your cruise card to work the lights and electric, and also a magnet you place on the outside of your door to let the cabin steward know if you want your cabin cleaned or not. As we move round, there are some hooks on the side which are very handy, and on the left is the bathroom, which I will come back to shortly. So the layout of our cabin is set up that the bed is near the wardrobe, and some cabins are different so that the sofa and the bed are the opposite way round, but you don't get to choose the layout, so if this matters to you, then make sure you do your research beforehand. Onto the storage, and there are 3 parts of the wardrobe. The first part is double doors for hanging clothes with the life jackets up the top, and there is plenty of room for shoes at the bottom. Just a little tip that if you need extra hangers, then you can ask your cabin steward and they'll provide them for you. The one in the corner has a shelf up the top, a good size safe, and another hanging section. And in the middle one is just 6 shelves with a hairdryer and a form if you want dry cleaning. Now we have the TV area with some more storage and a telephone. Another tip, if you want to contact someone in another cabin, then you just need to dial their cabin number, and you can actually call a cabin from any of the phones dotted around the ship. Then there's some more storage and a fridge which is unfortunately empty, and with P&O you can bring a litre of alcohol on board per person. By the mirror there are 2 UK plug sockets and an EU one. And then some shelves that I found quite handy to store bags and perfumes on, and then our lovely balcony with 2 chairs and a table. Back to the sofa area, and there is a nice little pull-out table, but if you need to turn the sofa into a bed, then don't do it yourself, ask the cabin steward. There are also tea and coffee making facilities with biscuits that are restocked whenever you get your room cleaned, and you can ask your steward for decaf instead if that's what you prefer. The TV does also tilt if you're thinking you won't be able to see it from the bed. I also want to mention the plugs near the bed, and there is an actual socket over on the right hand side of the bed that I've circled here, but not on the other side. And there are USB ports underneath the lights that I completely forgot to take a picture of up close, but they are there. I've seen complaints from people about there being a light from the bathroom that is constantly on that keeps them awake. However, also on the right hand side of the bed, one of the buttons seems to turn this off if you prefer complete darkness. Talking of the bathroom, it's very spacious and there's plenty of towels. It's got a great size shower with good pressure. White Company products are provided that are shampoo and shower gel, so you'll need to bring your own conditioner if you use it. The shower door actually goes inwards and outwards, so if you need a bit more space once you're out the shower, just push it in. And there is also a washing line in the shower to hang up wet swimwear, which is really handy. There's plenty of storage space in this bathroom. There are so many shelves and places to put your toiletries, and there are also 2 hooks on the back of the door. So now it's time for the pros and cons, and I'm not too sure which one to start with, but I think it's probably best to finish with the good, so we'll start with the cons. But to be honest, they're a bit of a stretch and they didn't affect our enjoyment on the cruise at all. They were incredibly minor to us, but it could be a big deal breaker to someone else, so I just want to point them out really. The first thing was the positioning of the full-length mirror. You couldn't really get a good full view of how you looked, and I'm not sure where they would put it otherwise, but it was just a minor thing with this layout. You wouldn't have this problem if the bed and sofa were the other way round. Another thing was the pipe on our balcony that seemed to have water constantly running or trickling down it, which might annoy some people, but you couldn't actually hear it from inside the cabin. It was just a bit of a white noise that, for me personally, I found it quite soothing, but I can imagine it would be annoying for some people. The last possible con is the launderette, and again this could be a con to some people, but it didn't affect us at all. We didn't hear a peep from outside of the cabin, and we wouldn't have been able to tell if anyone was going in and out of there. We may have just been very lucky with people on our cruise and our deck, but it's just something to bear in mind. So the pros, the whole cabin was a pro for us really. We only booked the cruise about 6 weeks before the sailing date, and I believe it was the last cabin that was left showing on that was a midship and on this deck. And I did wonder at first if there was something about the cabin that was like known for not being a good one and that's why it was the last one left, but it turns out it was pretty much perfect and we would definitely stay in it again. It was very clean, and our cabin steward Jordan was so lovely and welcoming, and he was always wishing us a lovely day when we saw him in the mornings, asking how the cabin is and if we needed anything, and he just made it that little bit more special. So that is the end of my cabin tour and review. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and head over to my Instagram Travel Life with Lucy for more content. See you soon, bye!